Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this. I'm going to call it a special interview with my special guest, dear friend, certified Success Codex reader, certified Success Codex coach, all around incredible human being who I just want to share with the entire world all the time. With you, Gru. Thank you so much for being here. I know I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Can you just pronounce your name correctly for me?
It's Gro, and nobody in the United States who is speaking English in general can pronounce it as we do in Norway, so it's perfectly fine.
Okay, because I do try, and then I'm like, I think I need to give up trying because I'm making it worse. But I'm glad that you could correct us, and for everyone out there who's listening from Norway, they will know, they will get it, and
Yeah,
they'll be able to say it.
it means grow. It means grow. It's very cool, connected
Mm,
to my success goddess and everything. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I love that. I didn't know that. So yes, so I'm here with Gro Hatlemark, and we are going to have a beautiful conversation. I really wanted to introduce her and her story about kind of like how she came into this whole world, not just the Success Codex, maybe not even just human design, but like, not everyone follows a path of personal development of this kind. So I think it's really fascinating to hear what actually brought you here. So welcome, Gru. Thank you so much for being here. Um, let's start with that. Like, I'm curious for you. Where did this all begin?
I didn't know that question. I didn't know that question was coming before, like just before we signing up. So that's so big. I mean, but I don't think now that anything is a coincidence. And I see now that I have been divinely guided since probably before conception, like
Mm.
falling into the family of highly dysfunctional, narcissistic, arguing, fighting circumstances to protect, like to kind of build this castle of protection mechanisms to really try to struggle all the hard work and then find the path of grace and coming out of the hard work, like not swimming against the current all the time. And but I needed that strength and I needed that resiliency and that really, really uh, I don't know, strong-willed soul. I don't know, but it really had a mission to come out of it, and that took a long time. I was a victim for with the lack mentality and the victimhood for a very long time, and then burnout, like just rip everything apart and then start building. So
Mm.
I guess I don't know where did it all start?
Preconception. No, I think it's such a beautiful point. Thank you for sharing that with us. You know, we hit these points in our lives where we're looking at what we've been through, we're looking at the circumstances, sometimes in our current reality we hit burnout, we hit a point where like everything falls apart, and in that moment it can feel like, maybe what was the point, or I'm never getting out of this, or why me, right? All of these thoughts and feelings can come up. But I, like you, really believe that those are the moments that actually call forth our strength, our wisdom, our resilience, our souls to really get aligned, the deep healing that I believe we're not just healing for ourselves, we're healing our lineage through that as
Mhm.
well. The
Collective.
collective, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it is so fascinating, like for some people, right? That might be, oh, well, I had a really rough childhood and I learned how to heal myself by becoming a marathon runner. Or I went through all this stuff and I just decided I'm going to become a therapist, right? And then for us, right? I know for myself, and I'm pretty sure for you, like we have explored so many modalities, kind of. I believe in the spiritual, like maybe new age spirituality a little bit, or personal growth, personal development, we'll say like that's been my path. Has that also been your path? Am I correct in assuming that?
Absolutely. Like, and never, I can do one thing and I can get totally obsessed with it. I'm a 5-1 projector, so I go down the rabbit holes,
Mhm.
and then that's my world. And then, oh, but there's another perspective on that. So, I didn't take one yoga teacher training. I took four. I didn't take one children's yoga teacher training. I took three. I didn't take one human design teacher training or a reader or whatever. I don't even have the count on how many human design kind of different things I've done. So, because there's so many ways of interpreting, understanding, everything is like filtered through the lens of the writer of the book, of the course, that the facilitator. And then we just need to kind of follow, like what I do, I follow the resonance. I follow, oh, that's true for me, and oh, that's true. And when it's not, doesn't feel true to me, it just doesn't go into the radar anymore. But
Mm,
in the beginning, the radar was quite like, everything felt like new truth that I hadn't heard before. So I was all over the place. And then as more we get to know each other ourselves, like that's the whole human design one, to really deepen our own self-exploration and understanding of ourselves and our energy, and then actually get to work with it, because I was totally dissociated from but I didn't feel. And that's quite interesting. I was a step instructor at a gym for 16 years. I had 50 people in my sessions. I was the most popular instruction, high energy, jumping all around, full classes. And I was not connected to my body.
wow.
I did the 4 yoga teacher training. I did not breathe consciously. I just followed the instructions, and
Mm,
I use my head so much. So the first time I got to a healer, she thought that I was going to have a brain injury, like I don't know what you call it, but explode my brain, because all the energy was here. She could not get my energy down to my feet.
wow. Wow.
So, I've done a lot. I've done a lot of different things, so many cool things. There's so many ways.
There are so many ways. I mean, and I love that personally. Like we have the Success Codex. We've got this system and that's what I'm teaching and that's what I bring into the world. But I'm still also always learning and I'm always going to outside perspectives because what I find for myself at least, I can go down the rabbit holes, but at some point I realize, like you said, like there are like even if we're looking at the same thing, there are perspectives that are missing that are actually going to give me the well-rounded view and understanding that's I think that can add to my ability to embody it, to integrate it in much, much deeper ways.
Yeah,
The mind is
yeah.
amazing, but like like this example that you gave, it's like we can do anything from the mind.
I
I
know.
mean,
It's scary. It's scary to
it,
know that.
it is. And like I'll share just like a little personal bit about myself. I had a very rough childhood as well. Um, And I was in therapy from really since I was like 3 years old. My mom had me in art therapy. I have been talking about my feelings for as long as I can remember. But through that, I was not feeling the feelings. I was talking about the feelings. And so I
Yeah.
used explaining and talking about my feelings actually as a way to dissociate from what I was really feeling. So it's similar. It's like here's in that world. So I think for my personal self, I've been on this journey of remembering who I really am and allowing myself, not just allowing myself to be here in a body, but really allowing my wisdom to come from my human experience, even though I also
Mm.
do all of this spiritual work.
Oh, I love that last sentence. Allowing my experience to come like from this human experience. I love that. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know that that's, again, I know that that's part of what I think we're all doing. So, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
Connecting all the. Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. It's all
Different.
about these connections. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. So, okay, so, you tried all these different modalities, and at some point you came to the Success Codex.
Yes. Yes. At some point, I came to the Success Codex, and that was just a coincidence, which is not a coincidence. It's all synchronous. Yeah, I mean, I just happened to see the Success Codex that short amount of time. It was at Genetic Matrix, which I subscribed to as a human design reader, and then blah blah blah. I did that, so I just saw it, and at once I saw it, I just, oh, this is so cool. The sacred geometry, the whole thing just spoke to me, just like human design spoke to me the first time I came to that in another emotional healing course with essential oils kind of thing. And then we would just look at this, your human design, just to kind of, but don't dive into it. It's a big rabbit hole. Don't do that, the teacher said. And I just, ooh. Nobody tells me what I should not do. I will do it.
Was that a
And
challenge?
but as a line one, I couldn't help myself. And once I saw the human design chart, it was like it was speaking to me, just like the Success Codex. It's kind of just speaking to me. And I see, even though I don't, remember all the descriptions of all the different 64 gates and approaches and everything. It's just when it's kind of, I just see a pattern in it,
Mm.
or I see something like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, something just catches my eyes and it feels like that's cool. And then when I meet the person or I see it myself, like it's more like I can feel the energy of the something in that charge and they just link in some way. And then this Success Codex, like human design and gene keys and all of these, they give the brain or the intellect a way of understanding it, which has been the way for me to connect to my body. Like I had to understand it, and then it could slowly drip down. And then, okay, what am I actually connecting the dots? And then from now, it can come from here and connect to something in my brain. But in the beginning, it had to come in through the brain and drip down into the body to light up and learn and relearn and decondition and yeah, all the things.
Mm.
Answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's, we're just conversing here, right? But that is really interesting, and it's reminding me of what in the Success Codex we call it the three stages of kind of connecting with this work. The first stage is information, and it is mental. It's looking at the words. What do these words mean? What is the gateway that this key code is in? What does that mean for my business? But the second phase is application. It's bringing it into our body, it's bringing it into our lives, it's taking what it means, and now we're living it. And that third
Mm.
stage of integration, it's like now we're really one with it. We're not thinking consciously about, what does that word mean? We have a felt sense of it that's being brought through us. So that just
Mm.
reminded me a little bit of what you shared.
And there's so many ways because we are different. Like me, I'm connecting with my brain. have a strong mind, but other
Mhm.
people I know, some of my clients have been very deeply emotionally and having like troubles regulating or understanding the emotions and not at all connecting it to any patterns or understanding or what's actually going on. And it helps that way too
Mm,
because it gives the language to kind of, oh, the shadow states, and then we can talk about, and then the path, like in gene keys, then you have the path to get to the gift, and then when you can see both and that it's a spectrum, it's not a hierarchy, it
yes.
gives much more permission and allowance to actually feel what we're feeling and
Yeah.
not be wrong or doing it, yeah, not be good enough and all of that.
Yeah, and I think when
Yeah.
when I'm hearing you say that, it's making me think about how I think that that's part of the gift of using very simple words is we don't have
Mhm.
to spend a lot of mental time thinking about them, right? Like if I
No.
use the word freedom, we have a felt sense of what that means. Curiosity, you have a felt sense of what that means. cultivation. We have a felt sense of what that means. We can sit and contemplate it and go into it, but we can also just commune with it energetically. We can also just quite literally pull that energy into our bodies and allow it to reveal itself to us. I mean, that's, some of the work that I do with the Success Codex with my one-on-one clients as well. It's like, okay, we'll go into some of the information, but actually, what do these words, do these geniuses feel like in your body? And I know that the nervous system is like a really big part of what you do with people as well, right? Like working with the body.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so there's no other way to work with the body. Well, for me, like I had a nervous system that was in constant red or orange. I didn't even know that it existed a green light because, I was so tense, like my whole child. I was just learned that I need to be alert and aware all the time. And I remember the first, and this is some of the things that are happening when you see something like this, the codex that is speaking to us. I remember the first time I was standing in Oslo, like many, many years ago, and then I just saw a woman coming out over the road, and I think stood like this, just watching her, because that's how I want. That's what I want. She was
Mhm.
just oozing inner peace. She was just so graceful. It looks like she was floating and she just looked so peaceful, so present. She was walking with a yoga mat underneath her arm, her dog in there, and she just looks so. I've never seen any people like that. And I could feel that the resonance or the truth or something that's inner peace, and that kind of became my guiding light. I want to be like that. That's what I'm searching for. And I had never felt it in my own body, but I could see it in her. And since she had a yoga mat and I was just working from here, I thought I had to start doing yoga. So that's when I did the 4 yoga teacher trainings.
Love that brain.
but but when we can see something, or we can see whatever, sense a resonance within us in another person, even though we haven't experienced it yet in our own lived life, conscious life, but we have the frequency, we have the energies inside of us. And when it awakens like this, either with recognition, we can just see a word on the Success Codex, or also, and it's like, oh, the embrace. Oh, that's a deep longing that I have. How would that I could feel the word almost, for some people. We're different, but there's, yeah, activations. I think it activates
Ooh.
deep remembrance in us.
Mm,
Yeah.
I love that. So when you think about kind of that feeling and that longing for peace, has the Success Codex supported you in feeling that kind of peace or inner groundedness or centeredness, embodiment?
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. And then, again, what's one thing? I remember especially what I really loved the balance path. At once, when I started, the balance path just kind of felt like this comforting duvet, and just learning about the flow, the moon, and the cycles, and having more like, oh, I actually regulate through creativity. Oh, and that's where I get stuck in my fears. Like because and the line one and all the things I kind of have. You should have seen my computer. It's so full of unfulfilled workshops, courses. I have so many ideas, and I had notebooks. I paint. I do all the things, but I never get it out. I didn't. Never got things out. And then seeing that, and as understanding the cycles of input, like this is okay, this is not wrong, but it also needs to flow out in some tangible things. Otherwise, it gets stagnation and stuckness and blocking, and the energy isn't flowing. I don't find my flow.
Yeah.
So it's like getting really just grounded understanding of the energetics in these different key codes and gateways is like, oh, which gives, yeah, I think that's kind of has helped me to move through stuckness, fear, and stagnation in a way that I haven't done with other systems because it is, as you said, a mental intellectual system, and it depends on how we utilize it and integrate somatics or yeah, nervous regulating things to actually be able to use it in action.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, we can take anything and it can just be something that we're consuming. Give me the
Yeah, but
information.
yeah, but we are different. Like I have these big walls of protection and not feeling safe in the world because my mother was never safe. So then the world doesn't feel safe. You know, when I understood that, I said, oh, that makes so sense. Of course, when you're a child, the mother is everything. And now, oh, the world feels really scary. But you know, anyway. But some people can just, oh, get the jolting awakener energy and just get the permission they need and then run with it
Yep.
because they don't have all those walls of protection mechanism, all the deep fears of being seen. Like we're different,
Yeah. Yeah. Though I do
very
believe we
different.
all have something somewhere, right? Like we
We
do.
do,
I think that's
but
the
not the same things.
right. Yes, exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
I also love that the balance path spoke to you in that way, right? And it's been fun just over this past, I guess it's been a little over a year of talking with people about how the Success Codex has impacted them and seeing like, well, what actually shined for them? Like, was it one specific gateway? Was it one path? And it has to do with well, what are we working through on a soul level? Like what's our soul longing to grow into? That's
Yeah, it kind of was the balance path to get the sustainability and consistency and the structure that I needed and finding my way of doing that.
Mhm.
And the transformation path is just that's my baby. That's my jam. I'm a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Uranus, North. I just that's my water. So that was just like, oh, this is so cool. And when you said that nobody signs up for the transformation path. They want visibility or abundance, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. But the
Yeah.
transformation, that comes when they need it.
Mhm.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
But now, what I totally avoided was the impact path, the visibility. I sort of, I even had a reading with you in the beginning because I knew. So I'm kind of like going towards it, and then no, I don't like that. It's not my thing. And I was protecting myself unconsciously, and that's kind of been the path now in your coach program and doing all the things. And that's how the Success Codex now really have um, helped me to. I'm actively in visibility activation now, and
Mhm.
it's really, I'm walking this path, the Success Codex path now, and I got three potent invitations for this interview and a couple of other things in 1 week because I had been, I've been doing the work for a long time. And then suddenly just the universe like, okay, it's eclipse, you're ready, let's go. Let's bring it. And then I just like, and my nervous system totally collapsed. I had a full body collapse. I'm still a bit like this in the throat. I had a whole week laying in bed with fever and everything. And I was celebrating, because transformation is my jam. And I just, oh my God, I'm shedding all the limiting identities, the beliefs, all the things are purging out of me to hold that new visibility and impact that I'm actually called into now. And before, like a year ago, before all these things, I would just like I wouldn't catch the things and I would still hold myself back, I think. But now it's just like, all right, let's go.
I got full body chills when you were talking about, that shedding those layers.
Mhm.
And I love it. Again, it's like what you said in the beginning, there's no coincidence. You're walking this visibility path, all of a sudden you're getting these invitations, and now the body's like, okay, time to upgrade. Time to shed.
Very much.
We got to let this
Yeah.
stuff go because that's the only way we can maintain this new calibration, this new this it's a different energy, it's a different frequency, right? It's still us. The way that I always see it is like it's me no matter what, whether I'm in alignment or out of alignment. It's just when I'm out of alignment or holding back or hiding or afraid, it just puts interference into the signal. It's like the
Yeah.
frequency gets a little bit distorted. And there are always people who see right through that and they just see the heart of who we are. But
Mhm.
when we're really trying to grow our business, we really have big things that we want to do in the world. We want to be change makers and leaders and help people and serve them and bring these beautiful tools, whatever they are, into the world. Um, shedding what's not us, what's
Mhm.
not the highest expression of us is helpful. It's just helpful. I don't know, in a very
Yeah, and
practical way to say it. It helps.
I'm all in for normalizing that and talking about these
Yeah.
things again, because this is the messy middle, like I talk about, like I call it the messy middle. And I had in another, I'm doing aroma point mastery journey as well, which is a 9-month transformational journey with aroma point therapy.
Mhm.
And the theme for this month, together with all the visibility impact, that's just synchronicities, not planned at all, is express and expand.
There you go.
And we're all, and like the big allowance before, like at the beginning of that month, but let yourself be messy. Like me too. Like I'm walking it beside them. I'm not teaching them things I already, we're doing this together. I've been doing it for years, but the journey is different every year because it's new layers, it's new transformation, it's new things. And now it's just like it's insane that it comes with the eclipse and all of these and everything. And it's really like 2025, 26. Just
Get ready, friends. Right? I know exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Well, we've
So
we've gone through it. Now there's more coming. So, it's so
yeah.
great.
But
Okay.
people jump on this journey on different stages, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure, for sure.
yeah.
So I do have one more question kind of before we finish up and wrap up. And that's really about your primary genius. So for anyone who's listening who doesn't really know about the primary genius, it's the circle, the gateway in the center of your success codex. And that is the key code that your sun is in. The sun is in this key code the minute that you were born. And it holds a really powerful significance because when you think of all of the planets up in the sky and all of the celestial bodies, which one is the biggest? Well, it's the sun. I mean, relative to our universe, right? And so it has this huge influence on who we are. I know for myself, really leaning into my primary genius exploded my business. It set
Mm.
my, I've never been as successful as I am now, and it is because I prioritize. Mine is decoding. I prioritize that all the time, whether it's in front of the room teaching or planning or in any way, shape, or form. That's what I lean into. And I would love to hear, just about yours and how you interpret it. I'm with your permission, can I share your success codex on the screen just in case
Okay.
there's in case anyone's
Absolutely.
watching this video. So this is Gru's beautiful success codex, and I'm going to zoom right into the center to this primary genius, and hers is cultivation with the archetype of the gardener. When you're in alignment, you are cultivating. When you're out of alignment, you're interfering, and you're here to weave in your solutions. So I would just love to hear, what does this mean to you?
It gives so much resonance and permissions and recognition. And the it was the first time I saw the like using archetypes like this. I really find it so powerful. I do a lot of typal work in different realms as well, so that's kind of really helping me to integrate or work with it in a playful way. But I've never seen, excuse me, to this gate 44, the gardener before. But when you said that, it was just like, oh, I love that. And I call myself sacred gardener.
Mm.
Um, and and since I need to work alongside my nervous system, when I meet up in spaces like the panel we had a few days ago, for instance, I sit with myself first and I just see the crowd or the people that I'm talking to as the garden. And I'm not here to teach anything. I'm just here to cultivate and nourish and kind of water the seeds or the flowers and just like I see it as a garden. And that's how I see with my coaching client as well. It's just like I cannot force anyone to bloom or to grow or to drink the water that I'm showing them. They have to do it themselves. And that's the out of alignment when you don't know that, and you can get so like, oh, you have to see the same things as I do, and I start interfering or over giving or whatever. That's out of alignment, and that's not creating the safe space to be accepted as we are. That's just taking up the walls of protection again. I'm not accepted as the one that I am. It's wrong for me to be still in the ground, not growing. I need some more cultivation down there. I need some more safety to be actually able to sprout.
Mm.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm using it as the garden metaphor, really. And because I have an undefined spleen. This is in my spleen and it's undefined. And I think I have almost every gate in my spleen activated, all the fears activated, which has a big theme in my life to befriend my fears and not be controlled and held back by them. And now I had this insight today about the pattern, because I also call myself the pattern illumination, because this gate 44 is all about seeing the patterns from the past that has created the pain, you know, but and the shadow side there and interfering and controlling and all of that is being stuck in the path and not getting out of it and be afraid that the path is repeating itself. But when I can sort of loosen that and cultivate and like be with it and everything, and then finding, that's when I open the mind and I open myself to actually receive the solutions or see the path out of it. And then I can create new ways. And, with all the background, with all the things I had, I don't even remember all the courses and everything I've done, but they just come, it just comes to me. The oils, the practices, the whatever, the books, whatever just comes when I'm regulated, lean back, open, and not interfering with the consciousness that is a divine orchestration.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ah, I
So
love.
then I can really my solutions, then I'll do that naturally. I don't have to sit in front of a session and, what are we going to do today? That just takes away all the magic, because then I'm not accepting the person in front of me and what they're going through and where they are. And I'm just like, that's my practice, to not know, not know.
Yeah, there's so much trust, I think, that's woven into 44. Right? It's,
Mm.
like as the gardener, right? That what is that
Yeah.
interfering in the actual metaphor? It's like digging up the seed to see if it's sprouted. Like we
Yeah.
just have to trust that what we're doing is enough. And I think you're bringing up a really good point as well about the five approach, which can be so direct and so powerful and so, like moving forward. But there's also like part of those solutions. It's not it part of those, I don't want to use necessarily the word passive, but there's a receptivity that's also part of it. I think in particular for you, like part of that trust where you can lean back and say, I don't have to find the solutions, right? In a way, it's almost interfering with your process of knowing.
We have our own solutions in there. It's just
Yeah.
that we don't see it. Sometimes we need another person to actually pinpoint it, or there it
Yes.
is.
It's
And
true.
then, oh, there it is. Because you have your solutions that fits for you, and I have mine, and it's just like different wording, different people that are activating different things in us. That's
Mm.
what we all do. We're mirroring each other
Oh
and we're
yeah.
walking beside each other, not, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your stories. As always, you're just such a wisdom keeper, and I really honor you for that.
Mm.
I'm so grateful for you being a part of this community. I'm going to link your contact information to the bottom of this video or audio, however it comes out in the world. Um, but I also just want to invite everyone to really please go and check Gru out and see the amazing offers that she has, the work that she's doing in the world. Again, she is a highly qualified, highly vetted Success Codex, certified Success Codex reader and Success Codex professional through the coach program. So she is someone who you can absolutely go to deepen your relationship with yourself, to really
Mm.
use the Success Codex almost like a jumping off point is kind of how I see the work that you do, so that you can be so deeply connected to your body and regulated and be true to yourself. The work you do is amazing. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ankara.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.